Vowels.
I tried typing, so nothing happened.
Structures, I know. We're going to do science lesson today, guys.
Science!
I know. Science is amazing, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
All right.
You can do crazy things with it.
That, you know what? You are right. You do a lot of really crazy things with science. Like, science is pretty awesome. How you create.
Fun.
Inspiring,
And
fun, creating, all that. Okay, first we're going to read a book called Iggy Peck, Architect. Who knows what an architect does? Nathan, what do you think an architect does?
Like, it makes things.
Close. That's very close. Lily, what are you thinking?
It's close. So, like, it makes things and paints things.
That's part of it. Go ahead, keep going. I interrupted. I'm sorry.
And they like drawing.
They do use drawings. What do they use those drawings for, Lydia? I'll come back to you.
They like draw so they can like sketch out what they're gonna do.
Yeah, they sketch out what they're going to build. Do you know another word for that? Do you know what it is?
Plan. Like when someone's like likes art, like loves it like too much.
Oh, you think that's what it is? Okay, well it does have something to do with art because they have to do the drawings and the sketches. Basically, they create a design for something they're going to build. All right, so we're going to read about Iggy Peck, Architect. This is written by Andrea Beatty and illustrated by David Roberts. Apparently that was exciting. Take care of it the right way. All right. Young Iggy Peck is an architect and has built, let me start again. Young Iggy Peck is an architect and has been since he was 2, when he built a great tower in only an hour with nothing but diapers and glue. Good gracious, Ignatius! Oh, it gets better. His mother exclaimed, "That's the coolest thing I've ever seen." But her smile faded fast as a light wind blew past, and she realized those diapers weren't clean.
And he was naked.
Ignatius, my son, what on earth have you done? That's disgusting and nasty. It stinks. But Iggy was gone. He was out on the lawn using dirt clods to build a great sphinx.
Oh my God.
When Iggy was 3, his parents could see his unusual passion would stay. He built churches and chapels from peaches and apples and temples from modeling clay. He is not naked. That is a good observation. At dinner one night, to his father's delight, Iggy got a bright gleam in his eye and out on the porch built the St. Louis Arch from pancakes and coconut pie. If you've been to the Arch, raise your hand.
I've been inside it.
Oh.
I
You have a connection to the book. Text to self connection. Okay. Dear Ig had it made until 2nd grade, when his teacher was Miss Lila Greer. On the very first day, she had this to say: "We do not talk of buildings in here. Gothic or Romanesque, I couldn't care less about buildings, ancient or new," she said in her lecture about architecture, that it had no place in grade 2. I'm with you, Taylor. That might seem severe, but she was sincere. For when she was no more than 7, she'd had a great fright at a dizzying height in a building so tall it scraped heaven. On an architect's tour of the 95th floor, young Lila got lost from the group. She was found 2 days later in a stuck elevator, eating cheese with a French circus troupe. After that day, it's quite safe to say she thought all building lovers were nuts. As a teacher, she taught that above all one ought to avoid them. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Butts.
As you might guess, it would cause Iggy stress to hear such terrible talk. But he didn't hear. He sat in the rear while building a castle of chalk. You castle right now. You will not build in here. Is that perfectly clear? Do you need to see Principal Howe? She is not amused.
He is not nice.
Mmm.
He's the rudest person I've ever met.
Mmm. Kind of makes you think about how you might talk to people, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. No, ma'am, Iggy said. He lowered his head and his heart sank down to the floor. With no chance to build, his interest was killed. Now second grade was a bore. I know. After 12 long days that passed in a haze of reading, writing, and arithmetic, Miss Greer took the class to the Blue River Pass for a hike and an old-fashioned picnic.
He's in the back.
You don't look very happy. They crossed an old trestle to a small island nestled in the heart of a burbling stream. But they'd no sooner passed than the footbridge collapsed and Miss Lila Greer started to scream.
Yes.
We're trapped here, oh my! Alas, kids, goodbye! Her eyeballs rolled back in her head. She dropped to the ground with a vague groaning sound. Luckily fainted, not dead. No. The class was amazed. They stood there quite dazed, uncertain of what they should do. But one bright young man was off hatching a plan,
Look what that was
which
doing to the
started
shoe.
with Miss Lila's shoe. Wonder who that was, hatching a plan. Soon, each lad and lass there at Blue River Pass was working together as one. And when she came to, Miss Lila Greer knew that something quite brave had been done. She looked in the air and saw hanging there a structure with cables and braces. And on the far side, beaming with pride, were 17 smiling young faces.
That picture matches the board.
Is that what you saw too, Grayson?
No.
That they matched? Yeah. Boots, tree roots and strings, fruit roll-ups, and things, some of which one should not mention, were stretched ridge to ridge in a glorious bridge dangling from shoestring suspension. It all became clear to Miss Lila Greer as she crossed that bridge over the stream. There are worse things to do when you're in grade 2 than to spend your time building a dream. Not all of them are going to match. Now, every week at Blue River Creek Elementary in 2nd grade, all the school kids can hear, along with Miss Greer, how the world's greatest buildings were made. The weekly guest speaker in t-shirt and sneakers talks of buildings from Rome to Quebec. Of course, he's the guy who builds towers from Pi, that brilliant young man, Iggy.
How many pages is that? Maybe.
I don't know, it's more than 2. Okay. It was more than 2 pages. Okay, so Iggy Peck was what?
A architect.
He was an architect. And how did he use those skills? What did he do?
By imaginating.
He imagined. Grayson, what did he do with those architect skills?
He was thinking and he made a bridge and they all built it together and I didn't have to go during this.
You bet. Created a bridge. What else did he create? What else did he create, Lily?
He created stuff out of this.
What was it? Do you remember?
Fruit. The difference was a tower.
A tower.
And the fruit was the mountain clay was a tower and temples out of fruit.
Yep.
And he made the Saint Louis chart out of bread.
Yep. Yes.
Coconut pie and he made the Sphinx out of dirt.
Out of dirt clods. That's right. Good memory. Nice job. Good recapping. Okay. So we're going to talk about when he builds things. So he did some building. The St. Louis Arch is one of the ones I think of that he probably needed to have that. It was probably hard to get it to stand up straight and to be strong, right? Okay. 2 volunteers. Oh, if only somebody could raise their hand. Jackson and Emery, one of them.
No!
Oh, so terrible. Okay. All right, we're going to talk about balance. So we're going to see which is easier to balance, 2 feet or 1. So I'm going to have you do the 1 foot, and you do 2 feet. So I want you to stand like this, come up in front, and I'm going to try to tip you over. Is that okay? Is it okay if I try to tip you over? hard to stand up like that? Okay, Emery, come on up. All right, is it okay if I try to tip you over?
Mhm.
Okay, here we go. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, good job. Thank you. Why do you think Emery was able to stand up more easily? Dane.
Because she had 2 feet and she could get more balance.
She had 2 feet. So what if I had 2 feet like this? How do you think that would go?
Not good.
Why do you think, Zach?
Because if you spread your feet, then you have more balance. Because you can if you push it this way, then you can just do this and block it. And then if you push it this way, you can just block it. And if you do this, it's harder to get your foot over there. Unless you push it forward.
You think it'd be more like Jackson, where when I tipped, he might fall over more fast or more quickly? Faster is what I was trying to do. Okay. All right. I think you're right. Let's take a look. So let's see about if these creations you think would work okay. Is that one going to work?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Thumbs up?
What's that yellow thing?
It's
gold.
Maybe it's gold.
Jinx.
There you go, Jinx.
Well, maybe
Okay, let's
it's
take a look at this next one. What do you think?
No.
Don't think that's going to work. Okay, I'm not going to talk about why just yet. How about that one?
Yes.
Okay, you guys all seem to agree, right? We have a yes, a no, and a yes. Okay. And I heard you guys talking about, I heard Zach talk about a wider stance, a wider foundation. I heard Dane talk about 2 feet instead of 1. Okay, all right. Those are things I want you to think about as, okay, so what could you, back up. What could you use to build? Iggy Pat gave us some great examples. What are some other things you could use to build? Dane? Wood? Lily?
You could use, pretty much you could use, I can't really build out of anything that I can use.
Anything you can use.
That's called material.
Okay, I want you to turn to your shoulder partner and whisper at least 2 things you could build with. Can you talk to Zach?
Have wider space. Kind of like what we do at Jesus. And how long? Yeah, but when you knock it over,
Back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to me. Nope, you guys got to share with each other. That was what you were doing. Okay, and things you need to think about. I just want you to store this one in your head. I don't want you to say it out loud. We talked about one of them. That was kind of a clue. That's something you would need to think about when you're building. We'll think about some other things. You're going to work together as a team. You're going to be at your table groups working on creating a structure. I want you to think about ways that you're going to talk to your teammates when you're building. Let's just say that I'm working with Olivia, and can you wait till the directions are done? Okay. I'm working with Olivia, and I think Olivia's idea is the pits. Sorry, Olivia. And I'm like, okay, so how could I say something that I don't agree with Olivia? What could I say, Grace?
you can say, I don't think that is correct.
Okay, you could say I don't think that is correct. Lydia?
I disagree because.
I disagree because. Emery?
I don't like your idea.
Well, okay. Yeah, we want to use kind words though. Reese, I'm going to have you wait till we're all done with directions. Okay, we want to use kind words. Is it okay to disagree? It is absolutely okay to disagree. Is it okay to use unkind words though?
No.
It is not. You can be respectful and use kind words. Olivia, I think your ideas are wonderful, by the way. I shouldn't have used that as an example. Okay, so yes, you're going to have to work as a team. You have to build one structure. So even if you don't agree with your teammates, you have to figure out a way to work together. That's what you're going to find out. Okay.
How about some more?
Okay. So your goal is to make a tall structure. I'm not giving you a height. You just make your structure tall. And it can remain standing. What do you think that means?
You that you can stand up long.
Remain standing. It can. Oh, okay. Yeah, it can stand up for a long time with no additional help. What do you think that means?
Help. No additional help means nothing's holding it. Nothing's like keeping it straight up. Not like even touching it.
Do you remember the arch?
Yeah.
It was just those pancakes, right? And that bridge, it was held up with just what they used to create it. Were the kids holding it?
No.
They were not. All those buildings stood up on their own. So your structure needs to stand up by itself. Nothing else at your desks, only what's in your bag. And you have 2 different types of materials. I'm going to tell you right now, you do not get to eat one of them. You may want to. So, okay. I don't know. You may never find out.
Probably any food.
Okay. All right. Lydia, questions? Oh, actually, that one I've answered already because you're going to work at your table groups. Any other questions before we get started? Jordan.
When we're building, can we make from the 2 materials in our bag? Do we have to use it together, or do we need 2 things?
I will tell you right now, you'll find out when you get into your bag that you're not going to be able to build 2 different things. You're going to have to use them together.
Darn it.
You'll find out when you get Nathan.
Will we get to make it as tall as up to the roof?
Well, if you can get it up there. It's up to you and your building. Mauricio, yes. You will. All right. I want you to keep in mind, you are going to draw, when you're all done, what it looks like. And you're going to write what you learned, because you're going to learn some things along the way. Maybe you have an idea that didn't work. And then this says, what can I conclude about my challenge? So what kinds of things could you may find out that Zach's idea about a broader base works. You may find out it doesn't. So, okay? These are things you're going to do as a table. You work together to do. All right, friends. Each table is going to get seat. Table 1, come on up. Okay. Don't open your bags till you get to your desk. Table 2.
No.
Table 3.
4.
And table 4. Maybe you can work together.
There's tons of marshmallows.
And you have about, I would say, about 8 minutes to build.
Look at all
Do not eat the toothpicks.
Oh my gosh.
I touched them and put them in the bag.
What are you doing?
We'll see how it goes. I have an extra bag that didn't touch.
Everybody get a handful of them in there. Cooper did. I need a tower. You just got only 2 people.
Ah, I like that idea.
We just keep building. We should just keep doing it. Start building.
Yep, go for it.
More marshmallows. Making little marshmallows. More space. That is a bad idea. I disagree.
That looks like something from our book.
Look at that. But it's going to need another.
Oh, I like it.
All of them.
If only we
Grab
had
a handful
so-
of these. Yeah, that's
Oh, you want to like it? Why don't you worry about building first?
I know that's why I'm gonna eat my marshmallows.
They're really good. Look at my hands.
I'm gonna make some Look at these 2. No, marshmallows. We're making stuff that's standing. Guys, you like Put some on this.
Really?
Stop it,
Right?
It's like a fidget cube.
It does. I like it. Now remember, it all has to be one structure when you're done. Keep in mind, I've touched all those marshmallows and I didn't worry about washing my hands and putting them in the bag because I didn't figure anybody was going to eat them.
Cooper's idea. I got it last year. He made it last year. Marshmallows? Not paper airplane. Put these right together right now. You're breaking it. I said this. I'm going to make another one. I can make it. I'll make another one. Why? Oh my God. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Holy. Not live. I hope you know that. I said I was not going to live.
Maybe come up with
You're doing good. Maybe. We can put a mountain on the marshmallow. What is that? Well, I mean, you're making 4 models of marshmallows. Guys, do you like our idea? We're making 4 models and putting them right at the bottom.
Amazing how many of you want to eat the marshmallows when I touch them. Start making plans to get your structures finished up. All right, so 10, 9. Ah, 6, 5. That's one way to do it.
Break it.
It's okay. I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna win.
2. You know what? It's not a contest. 1 and 0. Okay, let's talk about it first. Okay. All right. Oh, look, you guys taking your hands off. It's still standing. That's good. Okay. Let's see. Let's have your table talk about your creation.
I'm gonna speak in order next time.
That's okay. You didn't finish. That's okay. I didn't give you a ton of time, so that's pretty fair. What did you start with?
We started with like the bottom, and then we started stacking up and up.
And you guys had a strategy where you each did something. What did you do? Oh. Okay, so you each made your own structure, tried to put them together. Okay, and you still have some standing on there. All right. Okay, that's okay. All right, can you guys tell me about yours?
We kind of.
Oh, you know what, friends?
My idea. We didn't steal it. It was Cooper's idea from last year that we thought. I remembered it from last year, so I decided so we could build it like that.
So you learned it last year and you kept it in your. I like it. Okay, and you got it. You've got it. Looks like a square base.
Because you won, and I mean, it goes straight up.
Okay. Okay, great. All right, and what was your strategy over here? What did you guys do?
I made the Titanic.
So we have the Titanic, not part of it, okay, and then Zach, looks like you've got a square, and then Lydia, you've got a lot of marshmallows on each toothpick, it looks like. So that's a little different strategy too, but it's strong.
Oh!
Do you guys see how what Lydia's got is pretty much stuck together, right? It's sticking. Okay. All right, and then you guys.
We didn't finish.
That's okay. What was your
fire pit?
They have a fire pit with a campfire. Now your thing at the bottom, was it a hexagon?
Yeah, I was trying to
Okay.
make it. I was trying to make it so it would stay up. So I went doing on top of it, and then the toothpick started.
They did. Hey girls, did you hear that? They had a hexagon at their base instead of a square. So I saw some different shapes going as the foundation. Okay. All right, we're gonna take just a couple minutes. I want you to draw your structure, what your final project looked like, and then talk about what you learned, and then what you could conclude. Yeah. No. Okay. You can just leave your structures on your table. We'll get those cleaned up after. Take it home. Okay, I'm going to say no on these marshmallows, but I promise you I have another bag that I haven't opened, and I'll bring you in each a couple at the end of the day. Do not eat the marshmallows on your desks right now, that they're gross. Okay, so let's get drawing your structures. Okay, okay, thanks. Let's draw your structures.
Can we draw the toothpicks? Do
Hey, come by and get some pictures of
Hey, my Titanic splits too. Hey, I made my Titanic splits too. See?
your hexagon campfire.
Look at this.
Oh, hey Zach. Zach, I'm gonna get a picture. Oh, okay, all right. So we've got our ooey gooey gluey, our Titanic.
They tried copying us.
They're saying about copying. Oh goodness. Okay. Yeah, there's.
I tried to
Okay, and then you guys have your
Tower.
tower that was all different parts. Oh, you guys had that nice hexagon bottom too, didn't you? Yep. Okay, good job. Where you swear your sheet?
And then
We'll talk about it more. Hey, have you drawn?
Please don't.
if you buy my feet, it costs
Oh, that it didn't work. You know what? You could say that's what you learned, that it didn't work. Because that's, well, it did, yeah. That ideas from last year. Okay, let's finish up that sheet. We are going to take the unused marshmallows and put them back in the bag. And if there are any toothpicks that you didn't use, they can go in the boxes.
What is it?
Thank you for cleaning up. Nice job. Okay, and your husband's going to go in the back. It's standing up. Look at that. So what did you learn about it? Did it stop standing up? Well, you did a strong base to make it stand up. Okay, I'm going to start at 10. When I get down to 0, we need all those extra marshmallows and toothpicks in the bag. 10. 9. Work as a team.
16. Dumping it right now.
8. Grace and Husky. 7.
Can I go wash my hands and then drink?
All right. Make sure you